Live stream, we're going to talk about how to talk about the year's achievements. Today we're going to focus on one grammar point, and it's a great one for beginners to practice. If you are not a beginner, you are of course welcome. Today we're going to focus on using simple past tense to talk about the year. Today we're going to talk about three key parts. We're going to talk about our plans for the year, our achievements for the year, what we accomplished, and we're also going to talk about our failures. So what did we not achieve this year? So this week we're going to focus on one key grammar point to help you get lots of practice explaining your year in English. So as you join, please make sure to hit the like button and of course share this video so that other people can find today's lesson. That would be super great. So while we wait for everyone to join us live, I want to talk about this banner at the bottom of the screen which says get free PDF cheat sheets. If you have not checked recently, our team has added some new PDFs for you to use in your language studies. If you click the link below the video, if you're watching on YouTube, or above the video if you're watching on Facebook, you can find this page which has so many PDFs for you to download for free. You can choose all of them. You don't have to choose only one or two. You can go download all of these for free. You just need your name and an email address, and you can access all of this at EnglishClass101.com. So go and grab this. These can be a great little boost to your studies. Okay, so I think that everything is rolling. I will come to say hello in the chats. YouTube, I think that's YouTube. Yeah, maybe it hasn't loaded yet. There it is. Hi, YouTube. Hi, everybody. Hello, Rodis Bekir. Hi, Tony, Akshay, Natalie. What's up, everybody? Raphael, hello. And Facebook is coming too. I see a couple comments on Facebook. What are they saying on Facebook? Hello, Facebook. What's up? Come on, Facebook. There it is. Oh, okay. Fever, what's up? And Kwong. That was funny. Facebook was taking a minute to load. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Okay, we have a lot to cover because I know there are going to be lots of comments from you today. So let's begin with today's topic. If you haven't, now again, make sure to like the video. Yeah, it actually helps us a lot. So let's begin with today's topic. I also want to point out, today I have a comment prompt for you in every part. So I'll read this first, and then we'll talk about the grammar, and then I'll come to check your comments, okay? So in part one, we're going to talk about the year's plans. How do you express your plans for the year, for this past year, right? So the comment prompt is, what was one of your plans this year? What was one of your plans this year? That's the question we are going to answer. So again, we're going to use simple past tense to answer this question. Here is the grammar pattern we are going to use. So the grammar pattern is our subject, I, you, we, he, she, they. But for today, probably I, to talk about your plans, or maybe we, plus a simple past tense verb, plus we're going to include an infinitive verb, so to plus verb here. So let's take a look at the example sentences I've prepared, and then I'll come to the chat to check your answers to this question. What was one of your plans for this year? So let's take a look at the first example sentence, break down the grammar, and talk about it. So our first one is, I wanted to start a new hobby. I wanted to start a new hobby. In this sentence, we have our subject, I. We have our simple past tense verb, wanted. Here, the ed makes it simple past tense. Regular present tense would be want. We make it wanted, or we make it simple past tense with wanted. After that, we have to start. So to plus the base verb is the infinitive form of the verb. I wanted to start a new hobby. I wanted to start a new hobby. So maybe many of you have this as your goal every year. I wanted to start a new hobby. Let's look at the second example. Make sure to send yours in the chat too. Let's take a look at the next key verb to answer this question. I plan to move to a new city. I plan to move to a new city. Let's break this down. Again, our subject is I, in this case, just one person, I. Our verb is planned planned. Here we have the past tense of plan with ed at the end. Planned. I planned. After this is to move. To move, the infinitive form of the verb. To plus the base verb form. I plan to move to a new city. I want to talk about an interesting, maybe you've heard it, pronunciation point here. Not I planned to move or I planned to move, but notice these two sounds connect, yeah? I planned and to, this D sound and this T sound kind of connect, right? I plan to move. I plan to move. I plan to move to a new city. So you don't need to worry about saying, I planned to move. It sounds really unnatural, yeah? I plan to move to a new city. You can connect those sounds to sound more natural. You can try saying it out loud now, yeah? Okay, I'm looking for your examples. Some are coming in, good, okay. I see one right now on Facebook and I see one, well, very similar one on YouTube. Keep sending more and then I'll come to check the chat after this one. Let's talk about the next key verb I want to introduce. The next one is we aim to buy a house. We aim to buy a house. So you might notice some different things here. First, our subject is we. We. So maybe this is your family. Maybe this is you and your partner, right? Your husband or your wife, right? So we, if you have a shared goal with someone in your life. Second, the verb here, aim. Aim. To aim can sound a little more professional. So we aim to buy a house. That sounds like maybe you're telling someone at work or maybe someone that you want to sound a little more professional to. So the verb is aim, to aim, like aiming for a target, right? Your goal, right? So to aim. And then we have to buy is our infinitive verb, to buy. Finally, a house. We aim to buy a house, okay? Again, you'll notice that pronunciation point here, aimed to, right? So aimed to kind of connects there, right? We aim to buy a house. We aim to buy a house, yeah? So the sound becomes very soft, yeah? I also used it in this first one. I wanted to start a new hobby. These two connect kind of naturally, yeah? I wanted to start a new hobby. I wanted to start a new hobby. Okay, good. So with these, I'll explain one more point and then I'll come to the chat. I wanted to include these verbs for a reason. I wanted here. I planned. I aimed, or we aimed. These three verbs are very common ways or very common vocabulary choices for expressing your plans. So we wanted to, we planned to, and we aimed to. So again, they have different feelings, right? Wanted to sounds like your inside, desire, your personal desire. I planned to sounds less like a desire and more like, this was my next step, right? Aimed to sounds kind of professional. We might use this word in a business situation, right? So they all communicate our plans, yeah, but they all have slightly different feels. Okay, so with that, let's take a look at the chat now. Let's start with Facebook. Fever wrote, I wanted to learn more English listening. Okay, I would say I wanted maybe to practice more English listening, or maybe I wanted to learn to listen to a specific English podcast, like I wanted to be able to understand a certain podcast completely. Good, so practicing listening is popular. Let's go to YouTube then. Okay, some examples. Suzanne wrote, I wanted to get a driver's license. I wanted to get a driver's license. Great one. I wanted to. You've used that one. I wanted to get a driver's license. Okay. Minot wrote, I aimed to achieve my sales goal. Nice, I aimed to achieve my sales goal. And in the next part, you can describe, did you do it or not? Great, I aimed to achieve my sales goal. Okay, Natalie wrote, we planned to travel around Europe. We planned to travel around Europe. Great, good goal. Okay, then I want to know in part 2 and in part 3 if you all achieved your goal or not. What's another one? Jonathan wrote, I wanted to start working out, but it didn't happen. Oh no. Okay, so you included the end already. Okay. I wanted to start working out. In 1 year, you didn't start working out. Maybe next year. Okay. Robson wrote, we plan to get married. We plan to get married. Great. Okay. Some of you are starting a story now. I feel now I want to know. I want to know if you did it. Ernst wrote, I wanted to practice my accent. Great, okay. Hanan wrote, I wanted to get a good job. Nice. Paloma wrote, I plan to purchase a car. Nice one. Back on Facebook, Julia wrote, I plan to study a mastery. I planned to study, like does that mean to get a master's degree from a college or from a university? Like I planned to maybe finish my master's degree? That might be what you're a good way to express that. Okay, great. Nice. All right, nice example sentences, everybody. I like that you started the story. So now let's move on to part 2 and 3, where you can explain, did you achieve it or not? And how do you express that, okay? Let's take a super quick break to remind you about the banner here. If you have not seen this, just a quick reminder to check it out. Our team has a lot of new PDFs that you can download from EnglishClass101.com. These are all completely free. If you have an account, great. You can click the link below the video or above the video and download all of these now. If you do not have an account, don't worry. You can make a free account with your name and an email address, and you can download these right away. So go and check that out. These are great ways to boost your studies, and they have nice visuals too. Okay, good. Let's continue to part 2. If you haven't, please make sure to hit the like button and share this video because it helps us a lot. All right, let's go to part 2. Achievements. So achievements means the things that you were able to do, right? You achieved it. You reached your goal. Yeah? How do we talk about our achievements? Many of you shared your plan. Now, some of you will be able to describe your achievement, right? So let's look at the grammar we're going to use here. The grammar pattern is a little different from part 1. So again, we are going to use simple past tense. In this case, we're going to use positive sentences because we want to talk about the things we were able to do. So our grammar will look like this. Again, our subject is here. I, probably. I, or maybe we for today. I or we, plus a simple past verb, just like in part 1, simple past tense verb, plus, depending on your plan, depending on your situation, the achievement. This one is very open, yeah? In part 1, we used an infinitive verb here. We connected our 2 verbs. Here, however, this will be different depending on your information, depending on your situation. So let's take a look at the comment prompt here for part 2. Your question to answer with this grammar point is, what did you achieve this year? What did you achieve this year? So it can be related to your plan or something different. So what did you achieve this year? What were you able to do this year? Let's take a look at 3 examples and then I'll come to the chat. So first one, I passed an important test. I passed an important test. Maybe many of you are the same. So first our subject, I, here. Then our simple past tense verb, passed, here. So the base infinitive form is pass. Pass becomes past in past tense. Past becomes past in past tense. That's a very funny sentence. But we have past, ed ending, and then an important test. An important test. I passed an important test. So maybe that's a job certification. Maybe it's a language test. Maybe it's something at your workplace or a different test at your school. Yeah? So I passed an important test. I know that's common for many of you. Let's go to the second one. The second one is we bought a house. We bought a house. So our subject is we in this case, maybe a family or a partnership. Our past tense verb is bought. Bought. This is the past tense form of buy. Yeah? So buy becomes bought in past tense. And what did they buy? A house. Yeah? So this might be connected, for example, to this plan. We aimed to buy a house. Did they achieve it? We bought a house, right? We can talk about our achievement like this. All right, let's take a look at the last one then. The last one, I started a business. I started a business. Again, we have our subject, I, right here. Our verb in the past tense is started, started, yeah? So we have this ed ending, started. And what did we start? A business. I started a business. Maybe some of you did as well. Okay, I will come to the chat now. The question to answer is, what did you achieve this year? All right. On YouTube, Minnow wrote, I achieved my sales goal. Nice, that's great. You mentioned you had a sales goal in part 1. I love that. I achieved my sales goal. Just watch out for the spelling there of achieve. Put that E before the V there, and then it's perfect. I achieved my sales goal. Nice. Patrick wrote, I bought a new mobile phone to watch the English classes. Oh, really? Just for this class or for other classes? I hope that you have lots and lots of classes you can watch on your new mobile phone. Was that your goal for the year? Jonathan wrote, I finally made it. I started a business. Same sentence as here. Paulo wrote, I managed to finish all the groups I taught within the deadline. Ooh, that's a big sentence. That's a robust, beefy sentence. I like that. I managed to finish. Yeah, so that's a great one. I love that addition. I managed to finish. Sounds like it was difficult, it was challenging for me, but I was able to do it. I like that. I managed to finish all the groups I taught. Natalie wrote, we stayed in France and Germany for a month only. This is continuing. You wrote before your plan was to go to Europe, right? You wanted to travel in Europe. So we stayed in France and Germany for a month only. Okay, so it's a connection to your previous plan. Okay, nice. Ernst wrote, I graduated from college last year and I already plan to get my degree. Oh, so a different degree? Usually when you graduate from college, you receive a degree. Yeah, so do you mean you want to get another degree after you finish college? Yeah, but that's nice. I graduated from college last year. That's a great achievement sentence, okay? Let's see. Some of you are sending some things, some simple past tense sentences, yes, but remember, today's topic is the year's achievements, yeah? So what was your plan for the year? And did you achieve the plan for the year? So for example, if you had a money saving plan, you could say, for example, I saved $10,000 or something, or I saved $5,000, right? If you had a study plan, like I passed an important test, or I passed a language certification test, or I passed a work certification test, yeah? So the point for today is to look back, to think about the past year. Think about this year, what did I achieve? What did I do a good job with, okay? All right, Esperanza wrote, I learned a new lesson. Maybe what specifically? I learned about what topic, right? Did you learn a new English grammar point, or did you learn many new English grammar points? So I learned maybe something specific. What did you learn? What did you learn, okay? Ubaid, I got my love this year. A natural way to say that, I fell in love this year. I fell. We use the expression to fall in love. It's very interesting, isn't it? Like to fall down? Maybe because when we fall in love, maybe because our head goes kind of crazy, right? And so maybe that's why we say to fall in love. I have to research that. I wonder why we say that. But to fall in love. So in your case, I fell in love this year. I love that. Okay, good. And Hanan wrote, I passed a driving test. So I passed a driving test. That's what we would say. Suzanne wrote, I started learning Korean as my third language. Nice one. Okay, great. So in that case, you've used, yeah, I started learning Korean. So you started something as your achievement. I love that. Great. Okay. Good. Time is going quickly. So let's stop part 2 there. And we'll go into part 3 now. So part 3 is about your failures. It's important to think about this, right? Because we need to think about what to change for the next year, yeah? So in this point, we're going to use, again, simple past tense grammar. However, we're going to practice using the negative form. So in part 1 and in part 2, we practiced positive past tense sentences. Let's practice negatives. Yeah, it's important. Let's take a look at our grammar pattern for this part. The grammar pattern to practice is, again, subject. Next will be didn't. didn't for today, and the base infinitive verb plus your information, okay? So this didn't makes it negative. Please remember, no change to the verb here. In the negative form, we do not need to change the verb, okay? Just the basic dictionary form is correct, okay? So first, let's look at your question. Your comment question to answer is, what did you fail to do this year? What did you fail to do this year? So what was your goal that you did not achieve? Yeah? So let's take a look at the 3 examples and then I'll come to the chat. So first one, I didn't complete all my classes. I didn't complete all my classes. Let's break this one down. Our subject, I. Here's the negative, I didn't. So I did not. I didn't complete. Here's my verb. So this verb, base infinitive form. A common error I see here, learners sometimes think, oh, it's past tense, so I should change this to completed. No, not completed. Completed is incorrect. The negative is right here, didn't. And this also shows it's past tense, did not. So the did is in the past form. That tells us it's past tense. I didn't complete all my classes. Oops. Oh no. Okay, let's go to the second one. We didn't save a lot of money this year. We didn't save a lot of money this year. In this case, our subject is we. Here's my past tense negative. We did not save. We didn't save. My verb here, save, is the base infinitive form. No change to the verb. We didn't save a lot of money this year. So this sentence means probably we saved a little money this year. For example, if your goal was to save $1,000 and you saved $500, then you might use this sentence. We didn't save a lot of money this year. This sounds like we saved a little money, yeah? So you can change the sentence a little bit to express those nuances. If you want to say, I saved $0 or I saved no money, you could say, oh, we didn't save any money this year. That means no savings this year. This sentence sounds like we didn't save a lot, right? So this is an important part. We didn't save a lot of money this year, okay? Let's take a look at the last one. I see some comments are coming in. That's great. I will come to check them in just a moment. Last, I didn't get a new job. I didn't get a new job. Like I planned to get a new job. I wanted to get a new job, but I didn't. I didn't get a new job. So again, subject is I. Here is our negative past tense. I did not get. Get is our base infinitive verb. What did we not get? A new job. So these sentences, they're very, very simple. Like we don't need to make a big, long sentence to talk about these things, okay? All right, let's go to the chat. Let's see what you wrote. Julia wrote, I didn't buy my dream house. Oh, maybe next year, yeah? Did you find your dream house? Because that is maybe very difficult, right? To find your dream house. And then after that, to buy your dream house. Also, dream houses sometimes seem so expensive, especially now. It's very expensive to buy a house, isn't it? Oh my gosh. So I hope you find, step one, I hope you find your dream house, and I hope you can buy your dream house. Let's see, I'll go to YouTube. Suzanne wrote, I didn't get my driver's license yet. Okay, good. So this year I didn't get my driver's license, but maybe I'm going to next year. Yeah. I would say in that case, yeah, just for a simple past tense sentence, remove yet. I didn't get my driver's license. Yeah. And then if you want to use yet, I recommend a different grammar point. I haven't gotten my driver's license yet. It sounds natural to pair yet with that present perfect tense. I haven't gotten my driver's license yet, okay? Anjali wrote, I didn't complete all my homework. Oh, this year or just generally? Remember, today we want to talk about the year, right? Jonathan wrote, I didn't get a good position at a big aerospace company that I was looking forward to. That's too bad. I hope you have better luck next year. Nice sentence, though. Mino wrote, I didn't stop my puppies breaking my furniture. Okay, was that a goal for you for the year? I don't know. Yeah, good sentence. The sentence looks good. Ubai, didn't you just write about falling in love this year? I failed to explain my feelings in front of her. I thought you just said you found someone to love this year. Is that true? Maybe you're just writing stories in the chat. I don't know. All right. Let's see what else there is. Natalie wrote, I didn't get an award from this project. Okay, good, good. So maybe that was a big goal. This project was really important. I wanted an award, but no. Daniel wrote, I didn't get any reward from my boss, like a bonus. Sometimes we, if you mean like a special money reward, we usually say bonus. So for example, a bonus is often at like the end of the year, a special holiday bonus. That means extra money. If you mean money, say bonus. I didn't get any bonus from my boss, or I didn't get a bonus from my boss. Okay, Patrick wrote, I didn't learn the correct way to use English prepositions this year. In the next year, I will. Yeah, prepositions are difficult for sure, even for native speakers. Native speakers mix up prepositions sometimes too. UK HP wrote, I didn't get a new car and I didn't get a new bike. Okay, so if those were your goals, you can express it that way. Okay, back on Facebook, SH Sharafat wrote, we didn't collect a great harvest this year. Oh, that's too bad. I hope it's better next year. Great sentences, everybody. Okay, I'm actually, oh my gosh, I'm out of time. Time always goes so fast. Okay, so I have to finish there for today. If you want to take a screenshot of today's board, now is your chance. Perfect, great. So this week we talked about how to explain your achievements. In this lesson, we practiced simple past tense a lot. As you can see, we can express a lot of information with just one grammar point. Our plan, our achievement, and our failure. Yeah? So this is a great way to end the year, I think, to think about this year, what did we do, what did we not do, and maybe what should we do next year, right? All right, so I have to finish there, but of course, I'll be back next week. Let me see, what did I choose for next week's lesson topic? Next week's lesson will be the last live stream for the year, so please make sure to join me for that. And then we'll be back after a New Year break, and we'll continue on with our regular live streams. So next week, our last live stream of the year is explaining your plans for the holidays and the new year. So we're going to practice a bit of future tense stuff next week. So please join me again next week. That will be at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's New York City time. If you don't know your local time, please Google it or set a notification on Facebook or on YouTube. So when we start streaming, you will get a pop-up. I love that. All right, so thanks very much to everybody for joining me today. Please make sure to get your free PDFs after this lesson because there's so much there. If you haven't checked recently, the team has added some new PDFs, so go download them because they're all free. We love free stuff, right? So you can find the link below or above the video. Facebook is up here, YouTube is down here. Check that out. All right, I will say goodbye for this week. See you again next week, and have a great day, have a great week, have a great weekend, and I'll see you again next